It's not closed caption. What is that? Am I able to share this at all, or?
Yeah, it should
There
be.
should be one at the bottom that says share
Yeah.
screen.
There it is.
Yeah, it should say your co-host, so it should be good. There you go.
Perfect. We can see your screen.
Fantastic. So yeah, Jeremy Chandler. I'm with Chandler Plumbing. Today's the 27th, and this is going to be the BNI presentation here for you guys. So I am the owner and operator of Chandler Plumbing. I have 20 years of experience in the plumbing industry, ranging from new construction, commercial and residential. So commercial work being strip malls, grocery stores. I've worked on Sutter Hospital out in Sacramento, Cache Creek Casino, plenty of restaurants, also residential, a lot of new homes, a lot of custom homes. I did work on the picture here that you see on the left. I did work on that particular property there in San Francisco. It's funny, I was going through some pictures and saw it, and I was like, I was there. I was on that one. And then I also did a lot of service work. After I was with the commercial industry, I went into service and service Sonoma, Marin, and also San Francisco, which I don't do now. But I did have the opportunity to cross the bridges and be in the traffic. I didn't always start out as a plumber. I don't come from a plumbing family. So I had various jobs when I was growing up, and I worked at American Home Shield for a little bit in a cubicle. They're a home warranty company. I could not stand the cubicle. I had to get out of there. So I started working for Brian Manley, selling cars for his Mitsubishi dealership, which is no longer open. And then also I was an account executive for AmeriQuest Mortgage, which was basically refinancing. They're kind of a chop shop of loans. Richard could probably tell you about that. And I also did advertising for Valley Yellow Pages. And when I was doing the advertising, I was able to meet one of my future employers and talking to him and figuring out strategies and what his budgets were. And he really inspired me. So I wanted to go ahead and start working with my hands. There we go. So coming from advertising, I wanted to go into the garage door field originally. So when I was going and looking, and there wasn't a whole lot of competition, there wasn't a lot of guys there, and I figured it was kind of simple. You know, it's a couple of tracks there, it's a door, it's got some rollers, motor, it's fairly simple, goes up and down, you know, easy thing. There wasn't a whole lot of competition in it, so I thought I could excel at that, get in, learn the business, start my own company. And after applying at all of the garage door companies, none of them hired me. So they were like, who are you? You know, you're coming from an office, you know, we don't even know if you know what a crescent wrench looks like. And so I did find a job on a job site in Petaluma, the Azure Apartments out there. It was apartment buildings going up. There was about 360 apartment buildings going up, I believe. And they needed some tubs moved. They said that they had a big shipment of bathtubs coming in. It's a 3-story building. They needed some extra hands to move the tubs around. And I was like, cool, I'm game. You know, I'll help you move the tubs around. There's garage doors going in on the bottom of all the units. So there's going to be a garage door company there. I'll be able to talk to them, maybe get it in with them. And that didn't really happen. The tubs were delayed, and they put me on the waste and vent portion of the job, where I was working with cast iron. I ended up working with my brother-in-law on that job, and he was able to give me some knowledge on what he had learned throughout the years that he has done plumbing. What type of fittings to use, which way they go, which ones are work for waste lines, which ones you have to use for the vent lines, how they strap, how to measure them, just all around knowledge. And so after the waistlines and the tubs did finally come in, we moved the tubs around, got them situated, and then I went on to the water systems. I was working with a gentleman named Mike Hinchcliffe, which was a longtime plumber. I still talk to him today, and he helped me out doing the water systems, figuring out, volume sizes, how many fixture units can go on a particular size of pipe, where the manifolds go, how the mains react, where the shutoffs go. So it was great, and when that job came to an end, unfortunately, the company that I was working for, they had to close down because of financial reasons. They were working for, it was a company that was out of state and they were a little bit behind. Anyways, they ended up folding. So I went to a different company that did union style commercial work. This was all over California. This is the company where I was working on the hospitals, where I was out, I did Santa Monica Mall down in Santa Monica. So for the food court out there, all over San Francisco, San Jose. And it was all union style work. So it was very teaching. I learned a lot from those guys. It was great. When everything slowed down in 2009, and people stopped building and there wasn't anything for me to really do in the new construction field, I started looking around for more work, and there was an underground utility company out in West County that needed somebody to help update their meter system, pretty much because of the whole San Bruno incident. The restrictions became a little tougher. And so I was out there. I was able to work with weights and measures, getting them new meters, fixing key valves in the streets, repiping some of the systems that were faulty. And so after 2 years of working with them, I moved on to the service industry of plumbing. And I worked for Dan Gagne. He was all over. He has 3 offices in the Bay Area. There's one in Novato, one in the East Bay, and one in San Jose. And started working with him. I was there about 1 year until he decided to make me a trainer for the other guys in the field, and for the new hires.
Minute and a half remaining. Yep.
And so I was with him for about 4 years or so. And moved on to another company in the North Bay, which didn't cross the bridge. I didn't want to go across the Golden Gate Bridge anymore. And so I was working with them. That was Sonoma Marin County. And after working with them for a couple of years, I decided to start Chandler Plumbing. So 2018, I started Chandler Plumbing. I'm mostly local to Sonoma County. I do travel to Marin, and that's for basically if the job is right, and also for the customers that have followed me. So throughout the years, I do still have people that call those previous companies and they ask for me and they can't find me. So they Google my name. That's so funny that it was mentioned earlier today. They actually Google my name, they find me, and I'm able to go out and help them out. And as I mentioned, we do commercial and residential. So I can do new construction from residential, commercial. We also do remodels. I'm actually on about 5 remodels right now. And we can also do service and repair. I've done many of that for you guys and your referrals already in this group. So we're definitely growing. This year, I do plan on growing more and adding installers and possibly bringing on a couple apprentices. And my goal with this company is to create an honest, lasting company to service the community for generations. So this is something that I do want to hand down to my children and my children's children. And I definitely want it to be like the year 3000 and Chandler Plumbing still running. So that is my goal for that. And here's my contact information if anybody needs to get a hold of me. ChandlerPlumbingNorthBay.com. Don't get me confused with the South Bay branch. That isn't me. Wish it was. But my email is up there, my phone number. So if you guys do have anybody that needs some plumbing work and they're in the area, they're going through remodels, also with all the new construction that's going around here, I've picked up several jobs where the plumbers just don't show up anymore and they need somebody to pick up the pieces, or they're failing inspections and they just can't get it done right. There was a client that I had that they were trying to do a gas test for like 3 years and couldn't pass it. I don't know why, but we were able to go in there and help them out on that. So thank you, everybody. And we'll set up some one-to-ones for any questions.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. Great presentation. Nice to